Welcome back, my dear students. So now in this video I'll be discussing about a competent host for transformation with rDNA. So how the rDNA, recombinant DNA or any other foreign DNA can enter into a host cell. First of all, let us see what are all different types of hosts. So different types of hosts we can categorize as, first one, bacteria and plant cells and animals. These are the different types of hosts. Each one has a particular method. So let us discuss the method one by one. Suppose we take bacteria. So first the bacterial cells, the membrane of the bacterial cells, the DNA cannot pass through directly the membrane because of its hydrophilic nature. DNA is hydrophilic in nature, So it cannot directly pass through the membrane. It cannot pass through the membrane. So therefore, the bacterial cells are made competent. Remember, the competent word is used for the bacterial cells as host. They can be made competent because cell membrane is not permeable. So how they can be made competent is by a method. First method, there are two methods I will discuss here. The first method they can be made competent is called as a heat shock method. It is called as a heat shock method. So in heat shock method, first the rDNA, recombinant DNA and E. coli cells. You know the host cells here are E. coli. Recombinant DNA, I hope by now it is clear. Recombinant DNA it consists of a foreign DNA plus plasmid DNA. So this recombinant DNA when mixed with host cells, in the first step, it is incubated at a temperature of 42 degrees centigrade. Then in the second step, it is transferred to ice, that means 0 degree centigrade. Third step again it is transferred to 42 degree centigrade. That means there is an alternating temperature that is called as a heat shock. So by this the cell membrane becomes permeable and recombinant vector can easily enter into a bacterial cell. This is one method. Now the second method which can be used for a bacterial cell, that is called as electroporation method. So even by electroporation method, where electricity is passed to the cells, that also makes the cell membrane permeable. So here cell membrane is made permeable. Cell membrane is made permeable by using a specific voltage of electric current, a specific voltage of electricity. So remember, these two methods are used only for bacterial cell. If bacterial cell is used as a host, one is called heat shock method and another is called as an electroporation method. So this is for bacteria. Now suppose the plant cells are the host. Directly the DNA can be introduced and the method is called as biolistic method. In biolistic method, or this is also called as a gene gun method. Biolistic method or gene gun method, there is no vector required. It is a vectorless gene transfer. This is very important term, vectorless gene transfer technique. So what is vectorless gene transfer technique? We call it as a biolistic method or gene gun method. So here a particle from heavy metal is taken particle from a heavy metal is taken. Heavy metals like gold or tungsten. Gold or tungsten. The heavy metals are taken. And these particles are coated with desirable DNA. Whatever we want to transfer, desirable DNA. The particles are coated with desirable DNA. Now, with a high speed, these particles are bombarded with a plant cell. They are bombarded with a desirable plant cell. So these particles which are coated with desirable DNA, they are bombarded at a high speed with a plant cell. Just like a gun, a bullet, how it is released with a high speed. Similarly, this particle will simply pierce through the cell wall and enters into the plant cell. So this is called as a biolistic or gene gun method. Most important, it is a vectorless gene transfer technique. Now, in plants, there is a vector mediated gene transfer also. There is a vector mediated gene transfer technique. Vector mediated gene transfer technique. So what happens in this vector mediated gene transfer? So plants we are discussing, students, we are discussing first method, that is called biolistic or gene gun method, which is a vectorless gene transfer. Now the second one is called as a vector mediated gene transfer technique. So here in vector mediated gene transfer technique, we have in vector mediated we use agrobacterium. This bacterium is used, and from this bacterium a plasmid called Ti plasmid is used. A plasmid called Ti plasmid is used, and this Ti plasmid, it consists of a gene called as tDNA. This tDNA, it is a pathogenic in nature. That means it is actually this one which causes the disease. You know agrobacterium in dicot plants. This is mainly useful in dicot plants. So in agrobacterium is mainly causes disease in dicot plants. And which part of the plasmid is responsible? tDNA. Ti plasmid means tumor inducing plasmid. So this tDNA, which is pathogenic in nature, that actually causes the disease. If this plasmid has to be used as vector, then this tDNA is removed. That means this bacterium is made completely non-pathogenic. It cannot cause any disease if tDNA is removed. And now this is called as disarmed pathogen. Now this pathogen is called as a disarmed pathogen. Now this plasmid is used as a vector, and then into this plasmid. So now Ti plasmid, which is already disarmed, mixed with any desirable DNA, and then it is introduced into host cell. What is it? Agrobacterium. Now this agrobacterium is containing the recombinant plasmid, and now this agrobacterium plus recombinant plasmid, now it is mixed with the host cell. What is a host cell? It is a dicot. Host cell is a dicot. So therefore, this can, by using agrobacterium, easily a foreign DNA can be introduced. Now this type of gene transfer, what are we calling it as? Vector mediated gene transfer. So in plants we have two types. One is vectorless gene transfer, that is gene gun method. One is vector mediated gene transfer, that is by using agrobacterium. Now let us try to complete in case of animals. Now in case of animals, if we take in case of animals, in animal cells also we find these two. One is, let us discuss, just like we have discussed, vectorless gene transfer technique in animals. Vectorless gene transfer technique. So, vectorless gene transfer technique, here we use here this method called as a micro-injection method. Micro-injection method. Vectorless gene transfer technique, we call it in animals as a micro-injection method. So here, by using micropipette, desirable DNA is directly introduced into the nucleus of animal cells, directly injected into nucleus of animal cells, into the nucleus of animal cells. So here also we are not using any vector. Directly we are injecting into the host cell by using the micropipette. So this is a method of vectorless gene transfer, which is called as by micro-injection method. Now in animals also there is a vector-mediated gene transfer technique. Vector-mediated gene transfer technique. So in vector-mediated gene transfer technique, we find retroviruses are used as vector. Retroviruses are RNA viruses. RNA viruses here can be used as a vector. Similarly, as we have done in case of Agrobacterium, here also these retroviruses are first disarmed. First they are disarmed. That means their pathogenic nature, that particular gene is removed. Then they become disarmed. And then directly the gene can be fused with this desirable gene and then introduced into the animal cell. So after it is disarmed, this retrovirus, especially the DNA, RNA of retrovirus, it is mixed with desirable DNA and then introduced into host cell. Because these are RNA viruses which can infect animal cells, so easily it can be introduced into host cell. So that's how this is here vector used is retrovirus. So my dear students, with this we complete about the competent host, and next part of this chapter we are left with just two small topics: obtaining gene product and downstream processing. So this I am going to do in my next video. I hope all of you are following the videos from the beginning to end. So you have to follow from the beginning to end, then it will be very easy for you to understand, and I hope that all of you understand it very well. So give your feedback. I'll always appreciate your feedback. So and share to the maximum numbers so that it will be useful to many of you. So that's all for now, my dear children. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Let us meet in my next video. Thank you very much.